Hey guys, welcome back, and I actually have a special video planned for you all today. In light of the recent settlement between the NCAA and college athletes, I thought that it would be interesting to do a prediction between LeBron James and Gerald Ford. And here's some trivia. Which one of these players actually played college sports? It was actually Gerald Ford, which I didn't expect either, but he was the one who played college sports because LeBron James was drafted out of high school. But basically, this is a pretty dumb prediction, Gerald Ford and LeBron James. Obviously, this couldn't happen because Gerald Ford is dead, but I just thought that this would be an interesting background to me talking about the recent ruling. So let's get into it. So while I'm marking down the safe states, I'll say some of what I think on the ruling. So one side thinks that college players should not be paid because they are already getting payment in terms of like their tuition, etc. Like they're already getting free tuition in a lot of cases, and therefore they're getting paid like upwards of like $70,000 a year just from saving on tuition. Additionally, it's not like college players have to play, they choose to play these sports. A high school player wouldn't get paid for playing sports. Why would a college player get paid for playing sports? On the other hand, they bring in a lot of money for the school with football teams, especially in the South, bringing tons and tons of money to these schools and revitalizing these schools. And actually, their coaches get paid millions and millions of dollars, with some coaches getting paid upwards of $10 million a year. So, if coaches are being paid this much, why not players? So, with that being said, some people think that players rather should be paid for the time that they're spending. We are down to the swing states. So these are what I deem to be the swing states in this hypothetical election. So we're going to see who will win each of them. So LeBron James, being from Ohio, I think will actually win state of Ohio. And something interesting to look at is the Jimmy Carter versus Gerald Ford election, because that is actually the one where Gerald Ford was actually a candidate and he won a lot of the West Coast, which is interesting, but that was back in the day. That was back in 1976. He wouldn't be winning that now. He especially wouldn't be winning Vermont. Due to him being a Republican, he also pardoned Nixon. But I think he would win Michigan. He had a very good showing in Michigan against Jimmy Carter, and that's actually his home state. It's where he played football. And also LeBron James, he would win Minnesota. I don't think he would win Wisconsin because I don't think he is seen as a moderate Democrat, just seeing some of the things he posts on Twitter. Gerald Ford, I think, was kind of a moderate, in my opinion, especially for the time, even though he did pardon Nixon, which was seen as not the best political play, but it showed kind of his allegiance to the party. So maybe some of these states would appreciate that. I don't know. But anyways, back to actually talking about the college ruling. So we need to figure out where the line is going to be drawn in the sand. Will the line be drawn at colleges, or will it eventually be drawn at high schools? Because I'd say most people agree that high school players being paid is too far. But then in that case, why is college players being paid not too far? But then again, college players bring in exponentially more money than high school players. Like high school, it's all for fun. College, there's an industry to it. It's a business at the point of college players, and they're essentially at this point doing it for free or for their tuition. So maybe the schools want to pay the players. Now they have the option to, and again, for a counterpoint, the schools that aren't able to pay their players, they could get sunk. Their programs could get sunk because players will just be going to the schools that offer them the most money. It's like the New York Yankees. The Yankees get the best players every year because they have the most money. So now, this is just, it already was a business with SEC schools like Alabama and Georgia getting the best coaches and getting the best players, but now it's even more so because now they have the money to be giving to these players. So, I mean, there are a lot of nuances to this issue, but the bottom line is college players can now be paid. And let me know in the comments what you think of this, because I honestly don't know how I feel about this. and I want to learn more on the issue. And I'll finish up this prediction. So Virginia has been leaning towards the Democratic Party. It will go to LeBron James. Meanwhile, well, look at how Ford did in Pennsylvania. He actually lost, not by too much. I mean, I think I'll give it to Gerald Ford just because Gerald Ford is an experienced politician and LeBron James is not. He has experience campaigning and he ultimately has the upper hand on LeBron James. And some people might not like some of LeBron James's positions and therefore will be extremely against voting for him. Gerald Ford will win Florida and North Carolina for these reasons, and he will also win the states of Nevada, Arizona, and Georgia. So with the state of Georgia, that's actually interesting. Jimmy Carter won it, but this should be taken with a grain of salt because Georgia was his home state, and the South voted for the Democratic Party way more back in the 1970s than they do now. So for that reason, Gerald Ford will win this election against LeBron James, 295 to 243. So let me know in the comments what you think, and thank you for watching this video. More videos are to come in the future, but I didn't have enough time to edit a higher quality video, so I ended up making this one quickly to talk about the recent current events. Right now on your screen is a higher quality video, and if you want more videos like this where I just talk about an issue, make sure to like it and subscribe. Thank you.